Audio is connected now, so we are on the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Robert Joseph Matson, file number 21-20513-FH. Today's the date set for sentencing in this matter. We are proceeding today partially by video conference and partially in person. Mr. Daly is here in person. Mr. Daly, would you like to place your appearance on the record?
James Daly, appearing on behalf of Mr. Matson.
And we also have Mr. Stevenson with us from the Michigan Department of Corrections.
What you're about to see is one of the most bizarre sentencing hearings ever caught on Zoom. A man claiming to be a flesh and blood sovereign citizen goes head-to-head with a Michigan judge, and what happens next feels like a courtroom version of an internet rabbit hole.
I'm a living flesh and blood man, attorney for a public officer or statutory citizen judge. I'm a living flesh and blood man.
All right, you are the living flesh and blood man who's known as Robert Matson, correct?
Attorney.
From the moment Robert opens his mouth, you know this isn't going to be normal. He doesn't identify as the defendant. He calls himself a living man, separate from his legal name. That's sovereign citizen talk 101, a belief that if they reject their name in all caps, they can somehow reject the law.
Yeah, Judge, I think the court's making a big mistake here. I've not.
I appreciate that, Mr. Matson, and we've discussed it.
Any of my rights or immunities. I'm not a statutory citizen. I am sovereign. I'm not somebody who's under the jurisdiction. I've never signed anything to
Mr. Matson, if you don't stop talking, I'm going to your device. Okay? I've discussed all of these issues with you before.
Okay.
And
well, I object, but I'm Mr. Matson, that's what you're doing.
Right. I've muted Mr. Matson's device because he won't stop interrupting me. Mr. Matson, what I'm trying to tell you is that we have discussed these issues before. You've raised those issues. I've ruled against those issues. And ultimately, you pled guilty of your own choice to the controlled substance, possession of narcotic less than 25 grams. And so I'm going to sentence you on that charge today. If you'd like, I will have Mr. Daly step into the...
The judge deserves an award for patience here. Most judges would have snapped by now, but watch how calmly he shuts down each fake legal theory while maintaining order. You can almost see the moment he realizes logic won't work here.
Then I just file for an appeal. I'm an objection to anything that happens today. I was under duress when I took the plea due to my life was at stake.
Mr. Matson, please answer my question. Do you want a breakout session with Mr. Daly or not?
Mr. Daly hasn't been much of help for me, Your Honor. So
that is not an answer to my question, Mr. Matson. Please answer the question. You want a breakout session with him or not?
Sorry, Your Honor. It just ain't been doing me any help, no justice at all. I mean, I've already said what I had to say. If the court is going to sentence me today, then that's what they're going to do. I don't agree with anything that's going on today. I'm sorry. It's just my life was at stake when I had talked to the courts.
All right, Mr. Matson, please stop
yes,
talking.
Sir.
So you refuse to answer my question about whether you want a breakout session with Mr. Daly or not. The law.
Well, I didn't want
Mr. Matson,
Daly
stop
as
talking.
my attorney. Yes, sir.
The record.
Even his own lawyer can't help him. Every time the court offers a chance to clarify, Robert just spirals deeper. This isn't about law anymore. It's about control. He doesn't trust anyone, not even the man assigned to defend him.
Yes, sir. Your Honor. I mean, before I took that plea, I told Mr. Daly that I wanted to sit there. I wanted him to sit there, get the cameras for the courts to prove that I was at the court date the day that I was put in jail, and said that I wasn't in the court for a contempt of court. He said, and I told him I wanted to fight my case, but I had to be out because I had medical issues. Mr. Daly said that's fine and all, but if you stay here and you fight this case, they'll keep you in here for a year fighting your case. You will not be let out of jail. Your Honor, I couldn't do that. I was in major pain. I would have died in that jail. My proof is within the doctor's records in the hospital. I had a serious condition which would have left me dead within a week from the time that I took the plea. The following day after I got up, my wife was killed in a car accident. Because everything's been going downhill for me ever since. And now this with the courts. I don't feel that I've had a fair chance with the courts ever since I even started with the courts, because the courts has not proven jurisdiction to me. I've not written any papers out agreeing in the contract saying that the courts can have any kind of jurisdiction over me. I have not relinquished any sovereign immunities that I have. I just don't feel that there's been anything fair, which is not going to be with the court system. I mean, I've tried to say I'm not a statutory person who is within your jurisdiction. If anything, I'd be considered constitutional, but I'm not even under the constitutional laws, but I will use them if I feel necessary as a constitutional living flesh and blood man. There is no injured party. The only injured party would be the state's laws, which the state cannot be the prosecutor, the injured party, and the judge. Nothing's right. The court case either had been dismissed or moved to a higher court. And I wasn't going to sit there and be left in jail to fight my case for a year. I would have been dead. I'd have been stupid not to sit there and just agree with a plea that I didn't even agree with in the first place, just to save my life. I don't think that's fair at all. It's not right. There's nothing but wrong here. It's injustice, not, I mean, the requirement for equal protection. I mean, treatment. I mean, there's form 5.0333, for terms of binding you and me together, Judge. There's nothing even sitting there stating that. I mean, you can't be a constitutional person and a statutory person at the same time. Either you're one or the other. And as constitutional rights is known in form number 10.002, and then you give context, you have the statutory privilege form would be 0.0503. If you claim your statutory privileges, you surrender constitutional rights, which I'm not doing any of that. The definition of a public jurist is therefore deception, which is in form 05.014. I've not had time to get my own paperwork together due to the hospital when I logged into their system, because my Wi-Fi wasn't working properly on my computer. I couldn't draw up my own paperwork. I've been in nothing but severe pain. I've been able to move around and do much of anything. I mean, I just don't feel that anything here is being done today is right, and it's not it's not within the constitutional or the Bill of Rights. It's common law would permit. And if I ask you if you're working under the oath of office or as baker, you don't answer that. You don't tell me which jurisdiction we're under. I mean, these are all important things. I mean, for me to even provide an intelligent argument for myself, I have to know these things. It's guaranteed in the Constitution. I didn't even ask for this attorney. You assume that I didn't know the laws and that I needed an attorney. The attorney has done nothing for me but sit there and try to feed me to the system. The only system that I know is God and God's laws, Judge. If I sit there and swear an oath, because I've never taken no oath to any governmental laws. I'm not a public officer. The only one I've ever taken an oath to is God Almighty Himself. There's only one lawgiver, one creator, one judge. That's God Almighty. That's who I recognize. For me to sit there and agree to anything more than that would be me sitting there violating the laws of my God.
All right. In determining the appropriate sentence in this case, the court.
Then, out of nowhere, the tone shifts. He talks about losing his wife, his pain, his health. For a moment, you feel it, the humanity behind all that chaos. But it's buried under layers of conspiracy. His grief and paranoia have fused into something unrecognizable.
The recommendation from your probation officer is that you serve 1 year of probation with credit for 29 days that you've served on this case. And that is, I think under normal circumstances, that would be an adequate recommendation with, he's gone. All right, we will, I'll give him a minute or two to see if he logs back in. I'm not exactly sure when he dropped out of.
And then, mid-sentencing, he's gone. Camera off. Disconnected. The judge literally can't finish the hearing. Turns out, Robert just walked out, claiming he had a heart appointment. The irony? He's now facing a warrant for fleeing his own sentencing.
That's what she claims.
All right, so it has been, I think, 5 or 6 minutes now. It's now 9:24. What I'm going to do at this point is I have another hearing to move to. I will continue to monitor my waiting room to see if he logs back in. Mr. Daly, you're free to go back to your office and we'll give you a call if he does log in again to finish the sentencing. If he doesn't log in and we haven't heard from him by the end of the day, what I'm going to do is issue a bench warrant. He does have a previous failure to appear in this case, so he's not entitled to the 48-hour grace period.
Yeah.
So if we don't have any contact from Mr. Matson by the end of the day to finish this sentencing, I'm going to issue a bench warrant for his arrest, and we will finish the sentencing from the Lenawee County Jail.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Mr. Daly.
This case sums up the tragedy of the sovereign citizen mindset. People so deep in their own beliefs that they self-destruct. What could have been simple probation turned into another arrest warrant. Not because the system failed, but because he refused to be part of it.